Hi everybody, this is Kevin from Texas Yardman and More, and today I am going to replace a part on here. It's the canister purge valve. My truck is pulling a check engine light, so I'm just going to take you in here. And we're just going to turn this on. I'm going to set it here in the tripod, and I'll bring you in here in a minute. So my truck is running fine. It's just pulling the pesky check engine light. And I'm going to take this out of the cradle here and just bring you in by hand. And it never fails. Down here in Texas, you can see the check engine light right there. It never fails. This pesky engine light always comes on right before you got to get it inspected. And if you don't fix it, they will fail you. So what I did is I went up to AutoZone and I had them pull the code for me. So we're going to go over here, and it turns out it is the canister purge valve. So I've got the new part here. It's got a lifetime warranty on it. If it fails on you, you can just bring it up and they'll give you a new one for free. So it's part of the EVAP. It's the EVAP Canister Purge Valve. And what that valve does is it receives fuel vapors from your gas tank as well as from your charcoal canister, and it controls the flow of those fumes, I guess, and it brings them inside the engine to be burned off in the cylinder of your vehicle while the engine's running. And so that part is what's gone bad here. So we're going to go ahead and replace this. This is a 2008 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD, four-wheel drive. It's the V8 6.0 liter engine. Great truck, never had any issues with this. It's a workhorse. So I'm gonna put the camera in the cradle here and I'll be right back. And we're back, and here I've got the hood open, and one of the things I wanted to point out is these trucks are pretty high up off the ground, so you want to make sure you got a little step stool, and I've got the perfect size one here, and you want to bring it around to the side so that it's like that. And replacing this part is relatively easy. Anybody can pretty much do this if they got just a couple tools. And here is the inside and the engine bay, and it's got a cover right on the top. This is the Vortec engine, so I'm going to go ahead and show you how to remove that cover. So I'm going to bring the stool around to this side where I just moved it from, and I'm going to get up inside here. And what you want to do, it's just a plastic shroud. You simply just want to pull up from the center right here and just pop it right up. And it's easier obviously to do when the engine is cooler, and you'll see what grabs it. It's these little rubber grommets right here, and it looks like this one might be, oh no, it's stuck over here. It's right there. So these rubber grommets have these little pegs right here. You can see that peg right there. There's the peg that grommet sits on, and we're going to take it. This one's stuck on there, so I'm going to take it off. And we're simply going to put it back in here. And I'm doing this one hand, so give me a little bit of grace. I'm going to make sure that's back in there. Trying to do it one-handed here. Yep, there we go. So the rubber pieces are back in, so when we put this back on, it'll fit right on those posts. So you're just going to set that off to the side. You're going to see the top of your engine here. And you've got this, I think this might be the PCV valve. But it comes down here, this hose, and we're going to come around to the other side now and I'll show you. So the part we're going to replace is right under this wiring harness, and it's going to be that part right there. And we've got to get this wiring out of the way so we can kind of see more, we can get in there easier. So I'm going to get my ratchet and I'm going to take off this 10mm bolt right here. That's just a plastic harness holding on. It's a plate basically, and this harness is connected to it. So we're going to take that off, and then we're going to remove this here with a screwdriver. I've just got to go get the ratchet. I'll be right back. And we're back, and here's my screwdriver. We're just going to simply pry it in there, and that releases this. So now we can get this wiring harness loose a little bit. And I'm going to take off that 10mm nut right there. So I've got my 10mm ratchet. I'm going to switch hands here, and we're just going to simply take that off. Okay, let's take that nut off. We'll set that to the side here, and that allows you to move these wires. Now we can get to the part that we're trying to replace, and it's this little part right here, and it's got these little connectors on the ends, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to have to pry this up. There's a little release tab there, so I'm going to do that. Push that in a little bit. There. You can actually bend it. It's like a tab, and that slides off. And then you've got your electrical connector right here that you got to take off, and then this little clip. Be right back. Okay, and we're back. And I've got the camera up higher. And we are going to go ahead, take off the electrical connector. Just take your standard screwdriver and kind of flip that tab up. Slide the connector off. And now you're left with these two. And what I'm going to do is, there's a tab right here. You're going to slide it up or down to release. It's down, I believe. And you just try to get it to come off. So you press down on this white tab that's behind this collar right here, and that released it. Now you've got this part here, and make note of the way this is positioned. You got the electrical connector back here, and this is where the hose goes on. And then on your new part, make sure it looks the same. You're actually going to go like this, so it lines up. And then we got to release it from here, and on the bottom there's a little slide tab. And you want to push it down and pull out, and then this piece will come off. And then if you look back here, this is where I pushed the tab in. So you got to push that tab back, kind of bend it back. I'm just using the leverage here on the back of this plate. There. So this little tab is a little bit forward from this little bracket here that it fits onto. So that should be okay. Then we just simply put the new part on. And here's the new part. So we're going to connect that into there. Push it all the way forward and then push this tab up. And then you're going to put on your electrical connector. Okay, you click it on there until you hear it click. Then you're going to put this part back on. And you may have to push on that little tab again and push it forward. And then try pulling it off. If it doesn't come off, then you know you're good to go. Then slide this back on. And there you have it. The new part is on. And then you simply put this piece back on. And then you put your screw back on here. Or the nut. And then you tighten this down. You don't have to over torque it. It's just there to hold that bracket on. And then you want to put this harness back into here and push it. There you go. And then we just need to put the top back on. And that's all there is to it. So I'm going to come around. Back up here, and you've got your rubber grommets. You're going to line those up. They're at a diagonal. Here's one pull, here's the other pull, and then you got these two parts right here. They're going to slide into these points right back here, the bracket. Make sure it's lined up, and there you go. You can feel it. And then you put your shroud cover back on and you are good to go. So that is how you replace your canister purge valve. Now we're going to go ahead and start the truck up and test it out. Be right back. And one thing I wanted to point out is when that shroud cover goes back on, you can see the cables should be to the front of this plastic part, and then this larger conduit right here goes in between here and this cutout. So just make sure yours looks like that. And we're going to go inside the truck here now and we're going to start it up. And it may take a little bit before the computer gets rid of the check engine light, but we'll see what happens. And the light that's blinking is for the tires. This vehicle is usually those batteries inside those tires, to where it tells you what the pressure is when you get a low tire. Usually after 10 years those batteries go out, but that's not going to disqualify this vehicle from being, you know, failing the inspection or what have you. But the check engine light is for the part that I just replaced, so we may have to drive it a while before that light goes out, but eventually it will. The computer will sense the new part is installed and doing what it should do when it gets the electrical signals from it. So there you have it. That's all you got to do to replace that part. Maybe take you 15 minutes. Pretty easy to do, and hope this video helps somebody. Please give me a like and a comment and subscribe, and if you want to be notified of any other future videos, just hit the notification bell in the upper right hand corner. Once again, thanks for all my viewers watching. I really appreciate it. Y'all have a great day.